Welcome to Business World. I'm your host Siddharth, and today we are speaking to Steelbird MD Rajiv Kapoor about Steelbird helmets, road safety, and the new BIS standards just released by the government. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, tell us about what do you think about the road safety conditions in India?
Everybody know in India that the road safety conditions are very bad. Okay, there is no doubt about it. But if you see from past few years, ministry is putting lot of efforts. Lot of work is going on road safety. Each and every organization is working towards road safety. Especially MOD, Ministry of Road and Transport and Highways, are working a lot towards road safety because more than 1 million people are dying each year in India. Though we have a data of 300,000 people, but recently the data came of 700,000 people dying in India because of roads, accidents and all. But in reality, it is more than 1 million because many incidents has never been reported. So government is putting lot of efforts. The ministry is doing lot of efforts to save human lives. They are making bridges, they are making subways, highways. Okay. So I appreciate what government is doing. And I always tell to the government that you are investing incredible amount of money on road safety. Without investing, you can save millions of lives. Just make helmet mandatory, seat belt mandatory. All the cars must be with airbags. If you do this, without any investment, you can save millions of lives.
Government has just come out with BIS standards for helmets.
Yeah.
What is your take on it, and how is Steelbird taking on the standards?
See, the government has introduced a new standard in June 2018. They have given the deadline of 15th January 2019 that the new standard will be implemented. And we are the first company who has already granted the license. So I am very proud of my team that they have worked day and night, 24 hours. And because we have more than 60 variants, then we have in each variants we have 3 sizes. So we have to test 180 helmets to meet all the new standards. So it's a proud moment for us. And it's a very nice step taken by the government, again by the ministry, because their motive is that each and every Indian should wear Indian specific helmet. So there is a big study done by the ministry, done by the doctors, AIIMS, all the government organizations, all OEMs, that why Indians are not wearing the helmet. So after that study, they have made changes in the standards, and now from 15th of January, all the helmet manufacturers has to comply those standards.
Tell us about Steelbird's export plans.
We are growing a lot in exports, and because we were exporting since 1994. We have done a technical collaboration with BFA in 1994. BFA was a #1 company in the world. At that time, they were producing 1 million helmet in Europe, the day when we signed the agreement with them. And since 1994, we are exporting worldwide. And we are not only exporting helmets, but we are exporting more than 5,000 articles. We are known for helmets, that is another matter. But we produce helmets, we produce accessories, we produce side boxes, we produce crash guards for the scooter motorcycles, and we are the biggest in India for crash guards also. We produce more than 5,000 engineering products, which we export to all helmet industry in the world. If you talk about all helmet industry in the world is buying the components from us, like chin straps, buckles, visors, interiors, meshes, screws, brackets, D-rings. So I don't want to put all the top brands name because I am not allowed to do it. But you name any top brand in the world are using our articles.
Could you tell us a little about Steelbird's annual revenue, and what are you expecting in the coming years?
See, we are growing with the pace of 100%, more or less. And it's a fantastic for helmet industry, because in India, the demand of helmets will be 100 million helmets each year, which is unbelievable number. 100 million helmets, because Every year we are producing 20 million motorcycles. That means 2 helmets each motorcycle, okay, become 40 million. Okay. And then helmet is not mandatory pan India. It is only in 3 states the helmet is mandatory. One is Delhi, one is Chandigarh, one is Jaipur. Rest pan India, helmet is not mandatory. There is no ticket being given to the riders who are not wearing the helmet. So government, because government has already committed to WHO, WHO has lot of pressure on the government that there are 1 million people dying on the road and you have to make helmet mandatory pan India. You have to make seat belt mandatory pan India. You have to increase your road conditions and everything. So government is going to make helmet mandatory pan India. But if they make today the helmet mandatory, there is nobody who can meet the demand of India. You required another 6,000 crores rupees of investment to meet the Indian demand for helmets. 6,000 crores rupees of investment is required. It's not a small number. And nobody is going to do it because nobody is know that when the helmet is going to get mandatory in India. This is one. Second, helmet seems to be a very easy product. But helmet is a technology product, is a fashion product, it's a labor intensive product, it's a volumetric product. Means for helmet you require a lot of space for the factory, for the warehouse and everything. Then you require the technology. You require a lot of manpower because more or less 100 people can produce 1,000 helmets a day. If you are setting up a plant to produce 10,000 helmets a day, you require minimum 1,000 people, working people, okay, apart from the staff, apart from the non-operative operational workers. So, and you require incredible land. So, it's a technology, fashion and labor intensive. And future is very bright, but a lot of big players are coming in India. It's not that. And we are also expanding a lot. And I hope that government will make helmet mandatory step by step so the big players can come in and we can recover our investment. Otherwise, it is impossible to recover the investment. It's a huge investment which is required to be done in helmet industry.
So much of investment is required and so much of demand is going to be there. So what about Steelbird's production capacity and R&D in this segment?
Okay. First question about R&D. Our complete R&D departments in Noida and our next R&D department is in Italy. We have office in Italy and it is from more than 12 years. We have the office in Italy and we recently hired Mr. Massimo Varese. He is the R&D head of one of the top company in the world. He was a R&D director who is now the employee of Steelbird. 6 months he is staying in Italy and 6 months he is staying in India. And we have more or less 8 companies in Italy who are doing the R&D for us, only for us. All our products are designed in Italy, are made in Italy, the prototype, first of all the sketches, then prototype, then 3D, then STLs, then homologation, everything is done in Italy. And because, you know, Italy is a fashion state, fashion country, and they are born designers. And helmet also born by the company called Nava in Italy. And we are working with the top designers of the world. And this is how our R&D is going. And in our Noida, we have a R&D center which is supporting to our Italian team. When they receive everything, they also cross-check and everything. Now about investment.
Manufacturing.
Yes, manufacturing. We have 3 plants in Baddi and we have 4 plants in Noida. We have 7 plants. In Baddi, we have 3 plants and each, the Steelbird one, Steelbird High-Tech India Limited is plant number 1, is 200,000 square feet built up area. The plant number 2 will be ready by April. It is already operation, but we are expanding it. And it will be also expanding by 150,000 square feet, which will be ready by end of April. The plant number 3 is also under the expansion stage. And we are building there 100,000 more built up area and that will be also ready by April. So the total square feet land in Baddi we will have 600,000 square feet just to produce helmets and side boxes. And the numbers will be 43,000 helmets a day. That 3 plants will have capacity of producing 43,000 helmets a day, means 11.2 million helmets a year. So which will be approximately 10% of the demand of total Indian requirement.
Sir, what is Steelbird's current turnover and what is the projected turnover?
See, if we talk about Steelbird Group, by 2019, we will have a turnover of around 700 crores. And by 2026, we have projected 3,600 crores. So, we are here at coming 2019, we will touch 700, and by 2026, 3,600 crores, that is our projection. And all business plans, we are working on that to achieve those targets. And we hope we will achieve, because by the grace of God, Steelbird founded in 1964, it is 54 years old brand. And we have saved millions of lives, millions and millions of lives. And people have lot of trust on Steelbird. And if you talk about our helmets are not expensive. Because we are not working for the niche market. In India, if you are talking about the two-wheeler riders are coming from the cyclist. Okay. The person who is having a money, he is going for a car. But the two-wheeler riders are coming from the cyclist. And to the cyclist, you cannot offer a very expensive product. So that's why we were the first company in India who launched non-painted helmets. Non-painted helmets. So you do not have to paint the helmets. It's a non-painted helmet. It's like you have a suitcase. You have a mobile. They are non-painted, but they look awesome. Suitcases look awesome. So we are the company, first time we launched the non-painted helmets in India. And now it becomes a trend. So non-painted helmets of Steelbird, if you go in the market, you can get from 700 to 800 rupees. So it is a starting range that the people, it's affordable price. But what is happening in India that customer doesn't know, because customer are buying 500 rupees a helmet, which is a fake ISI mark helmet, and that is costing only 100 rupees. So the retailers, the distributors, the channel partners, okay, the shopkeepers, okay, they are playing with the human lives. The fake manufacturers are playing with the human lives. Okay, they are supplying fake ISI mark helmet, and they are asking to the customer a higher price.
You just mentioned fake helmets, fake ISI marked helmets. So is Steelbird trying to come down strong on these people who are selling these helmets, and are you lobbying with the government? Are you trying to do something?
No, frankly speaking, if you talk about the government knows everything. It's not that government doesn't know everything, but in India you see that people are mixing the water in the polio drops. The government knows that also, and the government already knows that the fake ISI mark has been produced, fake medicines have been produced, but India is too big. We have 1.3 billion population. It's not so easy to control each and everything. But as I told you, that government is taking lot of initiative. Government is becoming very strong these days. BSI is also becoming very strong these days. Just the day before yesterday, I was studying the ISI manufacturing list, and I was shocked to see that more than 20 license has been expired, and 3 license has been cancelled by BIS. That means they are more concerned about the fake helmets being produced, and they are becoming very strict day by day, and I really appreciate. I will say to all manufacturers, to all sellers, to all shopkeepers, that producing or selling the fake helmet is like producing or selling the fake medicine. If you are producing the fake helmet, it's like you are producing the fake medicine, because if you got a heart attack and you got the fake medicine, you will die for sure. Same at the time of accident. If you are wearing the fake helmet, you will die for sure. So everybody should produce real ISI mark helmet, and everybody should buy real ISI mark helmet. That is my humble request to everybody.
Now we see a lot of expensive and fast motorcycles coming into India.
Yes.
And those are targeted at enthusiasts and people who love biking. So those sort of people also go for trendy, very fashionable helmets, which are obviously in tune with the speed of the bike and the safety requirements. So how is Steelbird managing that segment of market?
Yes, we recently have launched aeronautics helmet that is called Steelbird Aeronautics. It is a NACA technology duct. If you see the Ferrari cars, if you see the aircrafts, there is a same kind of a air duct used, and that's a very premium product. All it is for super bikers. Most quiet helmet of the world, fully airy helmet of the world, because India is too much humid, too much hot, so that is requirement of the market. Then we introduced night vision visors that you can see in the night with the night vision visors. Then we also launch in that helmet the polarized visors, photochromatic visors. So in the sunlight it will become dark, in the night it will become white, it's clear. So all these helmets are available for super bikers also. We have launched KUKA helmets, that is also a Spanish brand in India, and it is a fantastic helmet for the cruiser bikers. All cruiser bikers will love that helmet. It's awesome. It's a 4-in-1 helmet. You have 2 visors, you have 2 caps. It's the first helmet of the world which you can have with the cap. You can have a denim cap too. It's a fashion. And then we are also done a tie-up with Blawer. Blawer is an American company founded in 83 years old company. And we have done a tie-up with Blawer HT and already launched the Blawer helmets in Steelbird Awards function in Thailand. So if you talk about our network, our helmet must be available on 20,000 shops. And if you talk about our direct dealers, will be more than 2,200 direct dealers. And if you talk about the verticals we work, okay, we have 20,000 retail outlets, more or less. We work with all OEMs, with Honda, with Hero, with Royal Enfield, with Vespa, Piaggio, Yamaha, Suzuki. We are working with them. We are supplied to CSD, canteen store departments, to Army. We are supplied to police canteens. We are at online portals. If you see, we are available at every online portal. And we have our own online portal too, which is named as YoShopper.
We see a lot of emerging and new technologies coming into automotive fields. So what about new technology in the helmet, and how is Steelbird incorporating that?
As I told you that our R&D is done in Italy and with the all top designers of the world who are designing the top brands for the top brands. They are working for the top brands. So they are designing all the products for us. So all the technologies which we bring into India are unique. So recently in award function we have launched first is Steelbird HF. That is a hands-free helmet. That took me 2 years to develop because I was seeing that everybody is riding the helmet and suddenly the call is coming, somebody is holding the hand like this, somebody is driving the bike with one hand and somebody's mobile is falling down or person is falling down. I say, a lot of people are dying due to this. So we develop a helmet Steelbird HF that is hands-free. There are the speakers, there are the microphone inside the helmet, and you have the aux wire. So no battery. So you apply the aux wire, put the mobile in your pocket, and when the call comes, you just press the button and you can receive the call. It's a fantastic helmet which took me 2 years because I have developed that kind of a speakers which can give a very good sound from the mobile battery. And there was a microphone which is a single axial microphone. You cannot have the sound from buses, horn and everything. But the best part of this Steelbird hands-free helmet is you can listen all the sounds surrounding you. If somebody is whistling horn, you can hear it. If bus is passing, you can listen each and everything because it's not earphones. What happened with the earphones? They go into your ears and they block all the sounds. This is not earphones. This is speakers. So it's like you're sitting in a room, like you're sitting in a car. And it's a great success. This is the one product which we have launched. It's a new technology. Second helmet we have launched is for the high-end super bikers. That is helmet with inbuilt Bluetooth. So, okay, aux wire is for those who cannot afford Bluetooth, but you have at the front jaw, it's an inbuilt Bluetooth. Only 3 buttons available and the charging cable is here. So when you receive the call, you just press the button and it's another technology. Then we launch 4-in-1 helmet, that is a KUKA. As I told you, that is again a technology product. Then we have launched a NACA technology product, that is aeronautics. That is also the latest technology. We are the only company in India who is producing the balloon technology product. It's a fiberglass helmet with the balloon molding. Nobody is doing in India, and we are the only company who's doing and exporting to Blauer. And then we have launched a helmet. As I told you, now I don't launch the helmet based on the design. I launch the helmet based on the necessity, based on the requirement of the customer, based on the requirement of the rider. Now we launch the helmet with the push button of the visor. You just press the button and the visor will lift. And all the helmets will be with the air technology. So real air flows are going in. We have tested in the sound tunnel and the results are fantastic. And we recently launched one helmet that we call Rally, because I am the car rallyist too. So I also drive, I won many rallies. And that is a helmet which has, looks like a car rally helmet, front mouth guard with the Bluetooth, with the cap and all, and awesome. That product we will be giving in the market by month of February, and number of things which we are doing for technology, frankly speaking. And I cannot disclose all my future plans because I cannot tell you what is going to come in 2019. I have told you all what we have launched in award function 2018. So what is going to come in 2019, I cannot disclose now. You will see. But it will be those products which will be mind-blowing and nobody must have seen ever in the world.
What's your viewpoint on the electric mobility situation in India? Do you welcome it? What is your viewpoint on this?
No, absolutely. It is a very, very nice step and we welcome it. It's not that we don't welcome it. But the biggest problem is that India is too big. Like China is too big. So they drive 600 kilometers, 1000 kilometers. The problem will come is the charging, the life of the battery, the kilometers you drive, okay, about the speed and pickup. But okay, speed and pickup can be matched with the battery, that is not an issue. But you have to have sufficient electricity. You should have a charging platforms where you can charge the bikes, and how much time it takes to charge. If government will plan each and everything in that way, surely the electric bikes, electric cars will have a great success. But if that thing is not planned in a right way, then this project will not have a success. Because if you are going on a highway and you cannot charge your vehicle, what you will do?
How has GST affected you?
That was a fantastic step taken by the government, because you have lot of hassles with the permits, with the C forms, with every state taxes, different kind of taxations, and now it is so neat and clean in India with GST. It's really a fantastic step taken by the Indian government. I have also approached to the government because I am the president of Two-Wheeler Helmet Manufacturer Association also. So now helmet is in a 18% GST in a luxury product. I have already written to PMO office, to Arun Jaitley ji, to Finance Ministry, to MOD also, that helmet should come under a 5% GST. Because your main concern is to save the human lives. If the product will become expensive, why customer will buy such an expensive product? Why he has to pay 13% extra GST if you can bring helmet into a 5% GST? I hope so that in this coming budget, government will take this step. I hope, I don't know, because helmet is not such a big market that it makes any difference to the government if they bring helmet into 5% GST.
So what are your expectations from the budget 2019?
So I have incredible expectations with the budget. I can speak a lot, but I would like to say what is the reality, what is the fact, what it should happen. We are 1.3 billion population, incredible, okay? And if we think that India can survive with the service industry, it's not at all possible. If we are thinking that we can survive with the IT industry, with providing the services, not at all. India can only survive with the manufacturing hub. India has to become a manufacturing hub for the world, for themselves. Today we are importing all the products from China. Why? We have 1.3 billion population. Why we are importing the products from China? So in budget, government has to put lot of efforts on industry. Government should make mandatory that each and every person has to work. In China, each and every person has to work. Government should make mandatory that each and every person has to go and put the vote, because many people are not going to put the vote also. Government should make this mandatory too, that if you will not put the vote, you will be penalized with something, or you have to give the proof and everything. Okay. So government has to take lot of step to make India an industrial hub. They must give subsidy to the industrialist, and especially to the labor oriented industry. They can say, okay, we have lot of space in Maharashtra, we have lot of space in MP, in UP. They can say, okay, whoever will set up a plant here with 5,000 people manpower recruitment, they do not have to pay GST, they do not have to pay the income tax and all. I think so that all the industrialists will go there and set up the plant. But that should be synchronized with the man force, because our target should be that each and every Indian should work. We must create jobs for the people. Okay? If we create the job for the people, India will grow. If we will create job for the people, India will become the industrial hub. If we will create job for the people, the crime will finish. Today, there is incredible crime happening in the country. Why? Because people are not working. For surviving, they are doing chain snatching or something. So government should introduce the incentive plans for the industrialists, for the manufacturing hubs, based on the manpower. That you have 5,000 people, set up a plant here. And what will happen with this? That lot of villages will become cities. This is the second thing which will happen. So each and every city will become like Delhi. That's what government should do.
Excellent, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you, sir.
Thank you, dear. Same
All
here.
the best for today.
Fantastic.